In our streaming-obsessed world, do you miss DVD commentary tracks? Well, fear not, because I've on for the most scorned critic in all of YouTube. I'm here to give you commentary tracks for the movies we love and sometimes those we love to hate. Tonight, I got a pretty good one for us from 1995, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Directed by John McTiernan, starring Bruce Willis, Samuel Jackson, and Jeremy Irons. But before we get started, I want to give a quick mention to my buddies over at CalderaLab.com, makers of the finest skincare for real men, including the good. Make sure you're wearing one of those Die Hard appropriate shirts when you put this stuff on. Use my promo code FRY15 to save 15% at checkout. All right, I've got my air-popped popcorn with the pink Himalayan salt, with the Reese's Pieces, the challenge butter put in. I'm going to pop open an IBC root beer. And, yes, that super impressive ASMR popping right there. We're going to unscrew. Yep. And we are queued up to watch Die Hard with a Vengeance on Hulu. You got to get past the sort of like parental discretion advised type screen. So then get past that, then go back to 0000 and hit play now. Yes, they first Die Hard to change up the opening, and I like this one. It's very 90s to me. It's got some 90s CG to it. It's not too over the top. It still looks classic by the time it ends. 20th Century Fox, you know it's good. Been a little while since I've seen this one. This one gets a lot of play on TV. Synergy. I don't recall if that was a logo that appeared when this came out, or is that a since added to Blu-ray release type thing. This is on Hulu. It's not in 4K. You know, the Die Hard title right there, Loving Spoonful playing here. Or no, wait, it's Three Dog Night. I think it's Three Dog Night. We have finally taken Die Hard to New York City. So McClane is in his own backyard. He's a New York cop in LA. Then he's an LA cop in Washington, D.C. Well, now he's separated from Holly again, who never makes an appearance in this film. But yeah, we're just kind of starting off kind of peaceful here. We've got jewelry, pawn shops, old cabs, new cabs, people all over the place. Look at the way people used to dress, too. A little baggier. Nice, kick-ass explosion. That hell of a way to start a movie off. Now, those of you who were around New York City at the dawn of the millennium might have some issues with explosion in New York City for a movie here. Now, I wonder if these cops have known McClane the whole time he was, when he was at Nakatomi and all this stuff, right? Colleen Camp finally transitioning away from hot babe to kind of looking like a mom, really. Yeah, I've seen this movie a lot of times, and people kind of conflate this with Die Hard. Maybe in speaking as a franchise, they reference the character of McClane here because it's like, oh yeah, it's so relatable. He's a cop. He's got a hangover, and he's got to fight the terrorists. This is the only one where he has a hangover. On the phone, we've got Simon. Jeremy Irons doing a good job as a villain. I think probably looking at the second best villain in the Die Hard films. This was the #1 movie of 1995. That might surprise you. The top movie. $90 million budget, brought in about 360-ish million worldwide. I think that's the highest grossing of the Die Hard films also. No? Okay, hold on. I just brought up Wikipedia. Live Free, Die Hard brought in a little more at a time when they were expecting way bigger returns at the box office. All right, so we're going to meet John McClane here. Not a hero's entrance. And one of the weird things about this movie, it is shot so tight that you would think it was pan and scan and that you're missing part of the footage. John McTiernan has returned to his baby here, Die Hard. And it still aesthetically looks in keeping with the what we've established a Die Hard movie should look like. I just think this one is needlessly tight at times. Don't believe this one has anything to do with Christmas, but they mention Christmas. Hey, it's like you could rob Fort Knox. It's like Christmas around here, or something like that. I think some kid says. I think the kid might have been in the Mighty Ducks, by the way. All right, so John McClane's had a rough night, but he's got his, I call it a Die Hard shirt. Others call it a wife beater. Pretty sure my dad had the same tie as the captain here. So Simon says John McClane has to stand at this corner wearing this sandwich board. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you know about my situation at Taco Bell. If it was a good situation, you wouldn't be asking, yeah. You know, similar to the ending of the first Die Hard, he's got a gun taped to his back. Yeah, Colleen Camp, one of the playmates in... well, you get to see more of her in Apocalypse Now Redux in particular, but hot nurse... no, French maid victim in Clue. We have to do what he says. He's going to blow up some public place. Back in the day when we just take phone calls and believe people. Not the last R-rated Die Hard, but the last one in which Bruce Willis has some hair. Well, I mean, it's getting to be less hair, right? Now, I want you to keep an eye on the front of the sandwich board. I've got a task for him here, but how many cops do they have watching? It's fairly isolated. 1995, good year for action films. We have, in a sense, a rather more action-oriented film than typical, winning Best Picture for the 95 year. That being Braveheart, historical action, you could say. Bad Boys came out. That was a heck of a movie. This sandwich board is actually touched up with CGI, and I'm wondering how that's going to look in this version of the film, which I'm thinking is like full HD 1080p. On TV, it has what he actually was wearing. I hate everyone or everybody. I think it's I hate everybody. We'll see in a sec. But then they changed it to the N-word for the theatrical release using computer. And I'm assuming that's what we're going to have here, even though that's a super faux pas. Okay, now I think the taller of the sons here, or uncle or whichever, the taller of the kids, he was like the Falcon equivalent in Dwayne Johnson's Trying to Be a Superhero movie. He was also in the Leverage show. He's in a few things. But I think you've seen him around. A little weird to think that our Die Hard film is continuing with the minority support character here. Now in the form of Zeus, Samuel L. Jackson, really blowing up now, thanks to Pulp Fiction a year prior. So he gets to be a more involved sidekick than McClane's ever had. Now he's like, oh man, I don't like these white guys, but he's gonna get himself killed. They left the N-word in there. But I'll tell you this, that's a pretty convincing looking switcheroo. It looked like as he was turning, it was slightly sus. He was turning, but the camera was also zooming in. Now, I can't tell if these guys are playing shirts and skins back there or if they thugs, but I mean, they do have a basketball, so let's give them the shirts and skins edge. You better not walk down there. Man, I'd be afraid being a white man standing in the middle of Harlem, period. How do they not see him already? All right, I'm going to tell him I'm a cop. This is a movie I first saw on VHS several times. And I think, this is one that we rented. We didn't own. All right, yeah, some asshole's going to blow some place up. I don't know. Yeah, you better act like you're sick in the head, buddy, here. Does he look like a friend of mine? Yeah, okay. Bellevue, mental hospital, right? So I don't think he's lying about the headache part as far as character goes. I'm kind of looking around here, see if I recognize anybody. Oh man, you done and stabbed Zeus. Sees the taped gun. You get the impression that Zeus is a bit more of a law-abiding citizen than... I mean, not that I'm not saying that's wrong or nothing, but look at the way he's frantic with the gun here. Don't know about you guys, but my movie's really dropping out of 1080p. It's going like rubber band, 360p, 1080p, all over the P. Just peeing all over the place. I don't let you use and chill out over here. Yeah, he called him Zeus. Samuel Jackson's like, I get to have like a screamy bit in this movie, right? Where I get to do like a screamy lecture. There we go. a far more sprawled out Die Hard than we've come to have in the formula. And though I like this movie, I think that it kind of fights against what works for a Die Hard formula there. Die Hard has to be quite confined, and it just keeps getting bigger. Skyscraper, a airport in the surrounding area, New York City. I'm guessing, hell, he even goes to like what, Saskatchewan or something. So he even gets to like the border of Canada. Eventually, we end up with like just Russia in general, right? We'll learn why it's called Die Hard with a Vengeance soon enough here. Not that it seemed like he had revenge on his mind, Simon. Who'd want him dead? Just about everybody. Nah, that can't be the right Simon. Look at how tight. This is the movie when it comes to close-ups, isn't it? It's like wide shots be damned. All right, so we got one of his bombs. I guess I don't fully understand how they got one of his bombs. I guess you gotta have a throwaway line there. Yeah, one of these didn't go off. Because he did this, he didn't blow it up, then we searched the area and we found this. So he wasn't bluffing, I guess. Hold on, stand back. Yeah, don't tell anybody in the hallway to stand back. Jesus. Oh yeah, this guy's loving the explosion. You don't want to be around when this stuff mixes. I think that after this Die Hard movie, we get away from the Die Hard score. Like, we have to kind of have like the full orchestra score thing going for the Die Hard movies. I think it elevates action movies to have it. You really don't see it for anything anymore, and it's a shame. All right, here we go for Riddle. Well, good thing we kept Zeus here and didn't send him back to his shop, because now he's going to be roped into this. Ebony Samaritan. I think that kind of got by me when I first saw this. I wonder if the window for tracking the call has decreased. Can you get AI on that? We can track him instantly. Oh, no. Yeah, you're not supposed to call those people boy. I hope it's one of those things where it's, hey, we cloned the number and it's bouncing all over the place. I mean, we continue to get some pretty good explosions throughout this movie. Keep them on the line. Why would he struggle to say chair? Though, again, we are with another British actor playing a German. Sorry, not Captain. Inspector Cobb. Aldous Hodge. I just looked it up. Aldous Hodge plays Raymond Carver. Is he son or nephew of Zeus or something like that? All the gold in your Fort Knox. It'll come into play. He is here to steal gold. Can't be bought. We were actually thinking about bribing him to not blow stuff up. Oh, I've got my badge. I don't think the cops can make him do this. Yeah, it's the only reason I saved you. You know, we got to convince him that he might blow up Harlem, too. You know, it's amazing. As much as people love the teaming up here between Samuel Jackson and Bruce Willis, it's kind of a shame we didn't get more of it. Because the next go-around for this is Unbreakable, and then I never saw Glass, but I'm assuming that they have scenes together in Glass. I don't think there's anything else there, and you know, there's quite a span of time between all these. They didn't have scenes together in Pulp Fiction, I don't think. But it does kind of make Die Hard with a Vengeance a bit of a Pulp Fiction reunion, nonetheless, by credits. Hey, Simon, good luck playing this game with the these payphones in 2023. Who calls a payphone? I don't even know how you can do that. You gotta know, like, hey, call this payphone at this time, and I'm assuming no one will be on it, and I'll be waiting for you to call me. Oh, he's watching us. Here we go. As I was going to St. Ives, met this guy with every wife, 7 sacks of wives, whatever. How many more are going to St. Ives? McClane, not really, a rocket surgeon. It's kind of good that he has a second ear here to help with the puzzles. And the fact that Zeus is the one who solves this leads you to believe that, well, if I don't solve this, this guy's going to get something blown up and kill everybody. So I better help. There he goes. Remind you of The Hangover. Doing some math. Yeah, I like their arguing here. It feels so genuine. It doesn't feel scripted. Of course, you got to throw the 555 in. Do they still do that? Dive onto that concrete. That's got to hurt. People are just confused. Luckily, nothing happened. Oh, you tipping like it's performance art over here? Imagine all the inundated with hipster look you'd have of these pedestrians today. All right, so he left something provocative on the train, but he did say Simon Says this time. You got to get to this payphone. Does the lack of payphones today make this harder to revisit? Let me know in the comments below. So we get a kind of cool car chase here, though. Granted, it's like I said, it's very tight, but it looks real. Like, I appreciate a car scene now where we have people actually in a vehicle. I don't care if they are on a flatbed truck with a car on top of it and mocking up something. If you make it look like people are actually driving, I'm down for it. Oh, we're going through the park. And it's cool that we're cutting through the park and he's like chopping through the hills and stuff. You see all this dirt. And it definitely looks like, McClane, Zeus, they're in the car. You get the... Okay, so maybe we have some stunt driving in parts, but whatever. You aiming for these people? Nah, maybe that mime. Nice. I think you got that in like the TV spot or the trailer or something. Good little line. Do you see mimes these days? I think you're more inclined to see those guys that paint themselves all silver and then stand still. Is that a type of mime? Through the leaves makes you wonder what time of year this takes place. I'm seeing a fair amount of leaves on the ground for summer. Remember, summer in the city at the start, right? This was a summer blockbuster. Oh, nice jump right here. And it's a nice jump because it's in a city. It wasn't something super fantastical. It didn't put some twist on the vehicle. But it's something being done. And that's how you drive in New York. You cut through Central Park. Do people just keep constantly honking their horns when they're stuck in traffic? Don't really have that problem in Kansas. Edge, Kansas. Kind of a complicated shot setting up that many cars to make a path for them to drive through, but I can buy it. I'm not certain, but I think this actually was shot in New York. You got an ambulance that's going to make all the room for us. I don't know how anyone could ever know how to get around a city like this, especially before GPS, Waze, what have you. Clearly not Bruce Willis driving, but it's a person driving as opposed to whatever shenanigans I'm sure the Marvels got into. Standing still and having CGI blasts come out of their hands. We got 2 places we got to go. How are they not getting pulled over by, any random black and white out there observing traffic, right? Didn't really need to get on the subway car. Because if you solve the thing and he's not going to blow it up, I guess. Yeah, I mean, you got to take him at his word here, but I suppose just in case we should look for this thing. Rather provocative item left on the bus or on the train. Where could something be stashed? Oh, geez-ish. World Trade Center. All right, suspend that medallion. It ain't mine. That taxi medallion, I don't know the intricacies of it, but it's like you have to pay a ton of money in order to have the right to be a taxi driver in New York City. And then Uber comes along and just kind of throws a whole wrench in the system. And then Uber works around all of this by saying, oh, we're not a taxi company, we're a tech company. We just so happen to have a bunch of freelance people that do provide services for us, but they're not on our payroll. Man, there are so many people doing like the Van Heusen shirt thing here that I don't think you see that now. Slacks all over the place. Me, I've had to wear joggers ever since the lockdown. I just cannot fit in my jeans, and I can't find jeans that fit because my butt is actually, unlike others, it is concave. It actually occupies a negative space. Pants slide right off me. Jeans can stay on, but then I have this gut I developed. Ah, the phone box. That's where we've got our bomb. Is that thing like mounted with magnets, I guess? There are racial undertones here. Zeus has brought up, hey, in Harlem, you don't do this. If I saved the cops, so we would have a bunch of itchy trigger finger cops over here. We have him seemingly getting dismissed at the taxi cab. This guy won't let him get on the phone, but then you have to wonder if McClane was telling him would it work. Now we have a gun being pulled on him for yelling. And this guy is antsy as all hell. Would this patrol officer pull a gun on a white guy for yelling at a white guy? Probably not. Just something you should take into consideration in watching. Oh, it's mixing. This is bad. I don't know what I'm going to have for my thumbnail for this movie. I have to answer this phone. It's like this dirty snakes on this Monday Friday plane. Monkey fighting snakes on Monday Friday plane, right? I told the both of you to get over there, but you're not together. All you had to do was get there, answer some riddle or whatever, and I think he might have been okay, but instead he decided to split up. There are some nifty miniatures in use here. That 94 Goodwill Games poster, I know I've seen that in something else lately. See, we actually have to move this subway car across because we got these people there, but I think there might be some miniatures. Maybe not. I know I saw like one of those behind the scenes, how it's made type movie things showing this. And those were so cool back. You'd see them on like Discovery Channel or wherever. It helped promote the movie coming out. And at the same time was intriguing because of all the practical stuff they had to do. And nowadays they don't even bother. They do so much less to promote movies now, and they're only in theaters for a couple weeks. They don't have a soundtrack to market with original songs. They don't have the behind-the-scenes featurette on HBO. They don't have the how it was made style. Well, how it was made, maybe not the name, but the special effects features, any of that. So now the answer is all computer, and find a song that we can clear, have that play over the action instead of make our own music. As people are munching away on like popcorns and chips, watching the chaos. Oh, hey, nobody died. I wonder if, in part, some of this is inspired by the antics of Osama bin Laden. He tried put bombs in parking lot of World Trade Center. Bombs in New York. Is that another agency, but we're not going to say which, huh? Always got to bring in FBI and, outside law enforcement stuff. You're out of your jurisdiction. I'm in control now. No, I don't recognize this guy. You're telling me that's Simon? Mind you, we have not actually seen Simon yet. We have a bit of a running gag with FBI agent Johnson's in this series, but I don't think that comes back into play until the next film. Oh, you think he's withholding information? Come on. I don't think we can do this movie today for the fact that whoever's taking on the villain role is getting such a late introduction into the movie. All right, so his name actually Myas Tarvo. Oh, no, wait, actually that's okay. Somebody else. That's his. He has a tall helper, a very stabby gal with a sickle. It's like, how many names is he going to go by? Peter, Craig, Simon. Oh, now this guy wants to talk. Little flashback there in case you forgot. That thing in the building in LA, that. Okay, so he changed his name from Simon Peter Gruber to this Krieg thing, and okay, whatever. All right, so now we know why you're in the crosshairs. You killed my brother, I'm going to get you. Oh, yeah. Was he going to start the phone call saying, yeah, I'm here chilling with the FBI. Tell me all about you and your brother. Oh, he's running pretty tight surveillance. Can spot everybody in the car and all this. We kick it up a notch with the surveillance factor in Live Free or Die Hard. Which, consequently, the only Die Hard movie not on Hulu, so I may not be doing a commentary track for that anytime soon. New best friend, you're getting upgraded, Zeus. Oh, so now if you use the radios, we're going to blow stuff up. No call it, no phone a friend here, guys. And this is before Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I got 2 kids in the public school system. I like one of them. What can I do to help you? Now, can you get... I did look it up, by the way. The first big heavy coat that John McClane puts on is up for sale or was recently up for sale. I think it was on the yourprops.com props website, movie props, screen used. The heavier, darker coat with the like kind of fur line. It's available in some capacity. I think you have to create an account to see what the prices are now on that site. Unfortunate. I'm not going to go through that. But that's from Die Hard 2. I was kind of thinking that the cooler one would be the firefighter coat that he uses to jam the plane. The flaps. I wonder if you can get the shirt he kind of has over the wife beater in this movie, if that's available. Maybe Zeus's glasses, maybe something like that. All right, so now we have the cops all scrambling to every public school, which will open the door for us to rob the gold. Got to bring in our dump trucks. Oh, everybody's getting a phone call? Oh, we mentioned Donald Trump. I don't think a black woman would even joke about marrying Donald Trump nowadays, right? We have the news mildly involved here. I think this is about the extent of it. News coverage plays a bigger role in prior Die Hard films, so to kind of juggle all these different systems assessing the situation, it seems like in a way this one scales back. We don't have John McClane being misled by the authorities or second guessed, and we don't have the news kind of working against him either. Though he got the news lady to help him some in Die Hard 2. Doesn't really play a role here. I'm very confused about what goes on here, where we've got okay, so I think this guy's badge is going to get taken, and he's going to recognize the badge number. But then he says some other stuff. He hears the guy say, it's raining dogs and cats. He realizes these people have the idioms kind of swamped. Something's not right about these guys. You got to have a lot of men for this operation. But they mentioned training like an army, English-speaking German soldiers. We want some guys that look German. Whereas we have Ode to Joy playing, we have the... oh man, I can't remember the name of the song here. So we're kind of continuing with the classical thing happening. Whatever they got that patrolman with in the neck, are we considering that a death or a knockout type thing? He's sedated. Now we took out a guy that McClane knows. Is that why like shirts and blazers have those front pockets? Is so that law enforcement can display a badge? There we go. So much of it is a race relation thing with Zeus, too. And it's not like he doesn't have some justification for it. But am I going to get blown up because some white guy threw a white guy off a roof, right? What do you think about those glasses? Round, but then squared up a little at the top there. Weird. Do we like bluish purple tint lenses? All right, here's the psycho girlfriend. who may not talk. I think she got her throat cut and rendering vocal cords inoperable. Very similar to the kind of drill for Screw You, Benny, right? Oh, our lackadaisical. You know, this guy might not die. I'm assuming he got kind of knocked out here. See, now you're kind of like, well, where are they exactly? Federal Reserve Bank. We'll have the reveal on the shoulder patch, and then we'll see all the gold. Now you understand what the plan is. Drill, baby, drill. Oh, geez. I'm just a guy in an office with a 9mm. Well, he's got some shotties he can unlock, apparently. I guess she has a back way in to get behind this guy. And I think that we've cut it to maintain an R rating. This is one of those unusual opportunities where an R-rated movie was the top grossing movie of the year. And I think that they cut... this was probably going to be bloodier, but I think they cut around a lot of this if I had to take a stab at it. Haha, right? Yeah, unconventional knife thing, slice. I mean, we can see that there's some stuff happening, right? But I think he's dead, my dear. She really didn't stab him that much to give the, okay, you got him. If it went on longer, maybe. And he was on the ground, motionless, and she's still stabbing. I think he's dead. There you go. That's how that gag kind of usually plays. Oh, it's better than Fort Knox, right? What are these countries doing trusting us to hold their gold? Ten times what's in Kentucky. So you're saying Kentucky's Fort Knox has 14 billion? Also, I like the way how this guy caught the fake gold bar as if it had some serious weight to it. Though, granted, Simon's holding it like he's damn Superman, tossing it to him. Those things are so much heavier than is typically played up in a film. Man, these guys put on a marathon. They had to go by foot. Yeah, I have kids, but I was an absent father. What, you don't get in water? Come on. Yeah, good luck putting a, not insignificant briefcase in the middle of a park in New York City and not having someone snatch it within seconds. I am eating out of a new popcorn bucket container. It's working out fairly well. Oh, you know what? I'm realizing what I did wrong. I actually forgot the pink Himalayan salt. Damn it. Ah, yes. Now, this is one of the famous riddle games of this movie. You see a variation on this done in so many things. I think this even came up in the Resident Evil 2 remake when you had to mix some chemicals. McClane's got the wrong idea here. All right, we fill it up exactly a third of the way up. No, you can't do that. It's got to be precise. The weird thing is, at different points in my life, I feel like I knew exactly how to do this. And I think that they actually go about it the wrong way, but then the movie just kind of gives it to them anyway. It's not. I don't think that they actually describe what they did. Oh, you were going to drop the N-word. No, I wasn't. Come on now. Here we go, calling the black guy racist. That could be a first in movies. I don't like you because you're going to get me killed. All right, so he's got one empty gallon. I'm not sure how he got to that. One empty gallon in the 3rd-gallon container. But we're going to have 4 in the 5-gallon container with 1 out. We're going to have our limit. Sure looks like, to me, Simon has shifted focus. Doesn't really care so much about the game he's putting on anymore. Oh, reminding you of The Hangover. Has he been taking enough pills for this? Did we have hangover medication? Nowadays, we do have something like you're supposed to take before you go drinking. There's not a cop for 20 blocks. Are you sure? That's because all the schools are 20 blocks away plus? All right, then you go get the bomb. Here we go. I think they're going to mention Christmas. Show them the badge. It's Christmas. You could steal City Hall. That's what he says. Not you could rob Fort Knox or whatever. We mentioned Christmas in our Die Hard movie. Took your bite because it's Christmas. Wall Street doesn't have schools. Okay. You know, it could be convenient if they had schools. You know, maybe have a nursery in the basement, whatever. Daycare centers. Put on your American accent, boys. Well, there's always got to be a Carl. Turn down the American accent well. Oh, it must be pretty close if he's speaking English like this. Nothing too suspicious in what he said. What are you doing? A kid could find it, right? Same parental type concern right there, huh? Movie looked quite grainy when the baked-in subtitles appeared, huh? This guy's English is a bit off, the American accent. Are you all right? I'm surprised the subtitles don't say in brackets accent a little off. Rain like dogs and cats later, see? This guy took his buddy's badge. Buddy, a copy knows. He recognizes the badge number. Oh, he is going to get on in the elevator, the likes of which you don't see again till Drive, where it gets kind of over the top bloody in the elevator. But hey, 4 guys got to get shot up here, right? Checking the badge in the reflection. I don't even think you get a good look at it. And then, 6991. If they're lucky numbers, how come they haven't paid off? Boom, I gotta take it. He really catches him off guard well. Shockingly, the guy was not shooting when he had a chance. Yeah, I got the tickets right. Boom, 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 boom. And it won't be the last time McClane is able to no-look shoot from, pretty close to his own skin. Zeus, the hell you doing down here? All right, so we've wadded up that shirt. And I think that shirt is going to be discarded now. Can you find that shirt prop? Screen-worn costume. Well, it's not a prop, it's a costume. Oh, man. So that's why they had your badge number. It was about a heist with the last brother, too. Respecting the weight of it. Way to go, Samuel Jackson. They left a gold bar behind. $140 billion in 1995. In gold, we're looking at a considerable more amount now. Let me run the numbers for you guys. Gold value since 1995. Bars are kind of hard to judge. I don't know what size those bars were. Okay, so is it $3.84 an ounce to almost $2,000 an ounce now? All right, I'm still trying to do the numbers here. They're going to figure out that they have to go to this tunnel that's being constructed. That's probably not the answer. Is that guy driving a Yugo? I don't think anyone even drove those in 95. All right, so conservatively, 5 times as much now. Gold is it's over 5 times as much now than it was in 1995. So 700 billion. No arguing. No, you want me to? You don't want me to argue? Won't I? Everybody's got to be New York, right? We got a billboard for a minivan. There might be 2 minivans on the market right now. Toyota Sienna, if they're still calling it that. It looks more Lexus-like, to be honest. And the Pacifica, the Chrysler Pacifica. Even the legendary first, the Caravan, is gone from Dodge. Well, yeah, we're going to call in for some talk radio, almost like a Stern type thing, right? How did he get through on the radio that easily? The program director would have to be, or like an intern on the switchboard. Somebody would have to have patched him through right away. Not even vet the call, nothing. Now you got all the worried parents calling 911 because the beans got spilled. There's a bomb in a school. Yeah. Mercedes first to have the airbag, passenger airbag. I'm not sure. The guy's scared. Give him a break. Why did he think an aqueduct was a racetrack? Man, they got to dub over quite a bit of F-bombs when they run this on TV, huh? Of course, it would seem as though there would be no more Die Hard films. And then 12 years later, a sequel. Nowadays, you can get sequels 30 years plus later, right? No time to argue. You're going to Yankee Stadium. I like how this guy has all the information, like he gives tours. I gotta look this guy up. He must have been in something else. All right, so his name's Jerry. I love the way Bruce Willis. What's that, Jerry? Tell me, what's the most interesting thing? Like, you know, the cadence in which he said that, how he feels. Like, I don't need this. You're kind of boring me. Don't worry. We saved Jerry. Jerry's going to be okay. Let me borrow your hat and your jacket here. Just for, I'll give it back. Didn't take much chances here. I'm not sure how he got both of them from that angle, but pretty bad way to go. You're just sitting chilling in a truck and then bullets. So this guy Elvis Duran actually is the radio DJ. Must have been somebody somebody must have known who he was at the time. I don't know, but I guess I'm going to have to go to IMDb to look for Jerry. Congrats, Jerry. You were a auxiliary helper buddy, and you survived. This was supposed to be like the game over, take the sniper shot type moment for them. It's only one of them. I'm not supposed to do anything. Game over, man. Game over. Well, I mean, doesn't seem like anything happened. No, we'll follow him. That's what we'll do. Trying to justify. Yeah, I got to come up with some justification for not killing the good guys when you have a chance. A lot of times that justification is simply bad aim with guns. It kind of makes it tough to write a movie because you got to figure out ways the good guys aren't getting killed. Okay, I get that the school looks very prison-y, but schools in Kansas look modern prison-y. And I would rather take the Shawshank look over what we get today. It's a matter of build quality, right? Like, they don't make them like they used to. Graham Greene there as Joe Lampert really doesn't get that much to do here. Kind of seems like could have got anybody, maybe somebody even less recognized, somebody that was nominated for an Oscar. You know, I'm betting that Jerry isn't... There we go, Jerry Parks. Joe Zaloom. Still alive. Born 1942. Nothing else I've seen from maybe Rounders. But yeah, I just thought I would look him up. You got 13 billion in your truck alone. You sure you don't just want to keep that? Cut us some slack. You know, we'll let you go your way. We go ours. Be a different way for the how it should have ended YouTube series, right? I want to cut a deal. Done. Kind of just started raining out of nowhere pretty hard, but this damn explosion thing looks so cool. There are definitely some interesting use here, but even like the scene where they suck them up the pipes, like I think it might be something played in reverse going down the pipe, played in reverse to make shoot up, but this movie butts heads with credulity and what John McClane, Zeus Carver here are able to put their body through in an action movie and not die outright. The first of such real instance here, getting shot of this pipe, he goes way up in the air. I mean, I think conservatively 30 feet. So shooting up 30 feet intact, and then you have to fall. Hey man, you don't want your truck to go that way anyway, buddy. And yeah, this whole effect here with the water rushing is going to look far more convincing than it does in Temple of Doom. There ain't no time. He's dead already. This thing is like slowing down, waiting for him to get in the truck and back out. And I do think they have to do some composite work here to try to get him on top of the truck, but it doesn't look too awful. Wicked J-turn right there. Oh, top speed not so great. The water's coming in. What are we going to do, John? Whoop. Man, it's that can't be easy to hold on to. But then I don't fully understand how it launched him up either. It's like with the pressure or something got him, but here we go. I mean, okay, so he fell into a shallow pool of mud on his back. I've heard that if you're going to fall from multiple stories up, land on your back in like a garbage can, but I mean, he might have survived that, but maybe he probably would have broken a bone. It looks like a pretty big fall to me. Yeah, if you're going to do the buttered popcorn, even if you have a few Reese's Pieces sprinkled in there, I highly suggest the Himalayan salt. Pink Himalayan salt. Don't call it Himalayan sea salt. There's no sea to it. It comes from a mine, for goodness sake. Yes, the 94 It could be a 95 or even 96 Dodge Ram. Probably 95 at this point, but 94 Dodge Ram got redesigned and looked so modern compared to the other trucks on the road. You know, not such an upright box. So the target, Chester A. Arthur Elementary School. That's what we're piecing together, if they're telling us the truth. Why are we all gathered in the hall singing redundant songs here? What are we doing? Ah, yes, the fire department. The idea being these kids, non-white, are afraid of cops. So we're going to tell them that they're with the fire department instead of the police. Kids think that because they stole something, all this whole charade's going on just to bring them in, so we can't cooperate. We have to go hide from the fire department. That Mercedes seen better days. Oh, damn. I don't know if you could pull that off in the rain. That's a complicated maneuver. I mean, I guess we got him, right? Did they already do that line where he gave I think he had the gold bar in the back of the trunk of before they got this one. It's like, the guy's gonna be mad. Yeah, well, wait till he looks in the back of the trunk. Did they already do that line? It might have been a previous vehicle they were in, because the gold bar, way more than the car. But, you know, it sort of works because it's like McClane's being like an honest cop in a way. He's not stealing. He's not going to let Zeus have a piece either. Man, I got to handle the dead body. He wanted some aspirin. He said he has a hangover, right? Man, a headache migraine would have shut me down. I wouldn't have been able to McClane this movie. How did I miss the part where he gave the line about, yeah, wait till he looks in the trunk? It's almost making me think that it's one of those scenes that was added to equal a certain amount of time. So we could get this movie to play in a 3-hour block on TV. Because I think I would have remembered. I'm going to have to look back at this, rewind on Hulu to see. Because it's a nice little gag, but at the same time, it doesn't need to be in the movie. Like, it's not pertinent information to moving the plot along, but it helps kind of expand the world, give all the other characters a purpose. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look and see if that was cut in the theatrical version, but only on the on TV thing. Can't believe I would have missed that. All right, now this, I told you the water spout, that looked dangerous, but this is certain death right here. This is a serious jump. And not onto anything remotely padded. Cargo container tops. This guy's got to always complain at Connie over here. Some fire drill, huh? That is way the hell up. I don't think any of this works because it's like, how were you possibly going to climb this fast enough before you ran out of winch? Oh, you're screwed. Oh, man, they cut that on TV. The guy getting cut in half, that gets cut sooner. That's a pretty sizable fall right there onto metal. I mean, at least they swung. Kind of, someone was able to reach the crane and then fell, but that was our best way to get them on the boat. We couldn't have come up with something else. Also kind of exciting, but maybe, I mean, at this point, McClane's basically a zombie with what all's happened to him. Oh, he's a little squeamish around the dead bodies. Indicating off screen that this guy's been cut in half. I like that. Here, I'll grab the legs, you grab the feet. We're both walking the same direction. What's this was in the container? What was that? Maybe I don't remember that part. What, do we have a setup here? You gave me the fake gold, and you're taking the real gold? All brothers don't know how to shoot guns. That's why he was squeamish earlier. They're about to get themselves into another situation where they probably would have died. Or been seriously injured. Hell, going forward, McClane is just like, he's got God mode on in Doom. And have I seen her in other stuff, this gal? I mean, I was looking stuff up. Maybe that's when I missed the line about the wait till he looks in the trunk. Is her name Sam Phillips? Katya? Top of the list for her here listed Die Hard with a Vengeance. Everything else is soundtrack. Maybe 3 acting roles. This is kind of her acting debut. Other than that, nothing you would have known about. Maybe an episode of Gilmore Girls. Well, you caught me while I'm holding an egg. Isn't there a Samuel Jackson movie called The Samaritan? I think the trick here is that he doesn't know he has the safety on. Shot in the leg casually. No, oh no, no. But you're holding a gun. You know, McClane kind of messed up here. The guy saying don't shoot, and this guy might have just learned that they were tricked, and now they're willing to cut a deal with the feds and work against Simon, and instead you shot his buddy here, so it's on like Donkey Kong. Hey, you know that stuff about leaving the building orderly in the fire drills? New rules, everybody run. Looked like some wire erase assist right there with that lift. Do we see enough Energizer Bunny commercials now for that joke to land? Oh, there's some kids upstairs. We got to go get them. All right, so we're going to send Colleen and Graham in to go do this. Here, catch the doors. Did we need to lock the doors? Not so sure if that was needed. Everybody evacuate the building. Lock up when they're done. Movie does really good Foley work, doesn't it? The sound effects, everything. You don't hear a lot of that over-the-top cabbage punch. You know, like the cartoonish cabbage punch to the face type thing. Or the whip shot type punch. Like, you heard a lot of that kind of whip crack for the punch in Indiana Jones. I think it's really... in the 90s was when you really started to see it better done with the sound effects. Consistently, that is. And by better done, I mean more authentic. Cut that wire. She is not keeping her cool at all as a voice of authority over here. We thought we could jump from building to building. The kids are trapped. It's up to you to disarm this bomb. You can't say no guts, no glory twice. pancake syrup. It was a bluff. A lot of times the villains have to remind you they're not a monster. I'm just a thief. I'm just a soldier. I'm not a terrorist. You know what? I'm a terrorist, not a. I'm a thief, not a terrorist. I'm a soldier, not a monster. Something like that. And he's expecting him to go, nah, he's kind of like, yeah, I agree. Yeah, he was an asshole. You're right. Yeah, he was. Don't think McClane expect him to go along with that. We have to give our manifesto thing here, right? So the bluff is we're going to say we're blowing up the gold. They assume we blew up the gold, and now they're not looking for all the gold that we took up to Canada. I think I got it right. I don't think there's actually gold on there. Oh, come on. Give him a riddle. You know what? I just so happen to have aspirins in my pocket, but that is not typical. I looked in there. There's no gold. Scrap metal. What are you going to do, Katya? Oh, she knew the whole time. Now, there are multiple endings to this. There is a cut ending where sometime later John McClane catches up with Simon and I think shoots him with a rocket from under a table or has a gun under a table. It blows him away, meeting him in like a restaurant. Oh, fancy meeting you here. Yeah, hey, so about that gold. Yeah. I put two and two together. This gives you a more explosive ending, but it is also weird that we've had like a delay in time. We've been doing this during the daytime. We don't see a transition to night. The next thing you know, it's night. We've caught up with them in helicopters. All right, I think our plan here is to do the old put these two things together and blow this up, and somehow we won't hurt ourselves. We'll blow the lock. He lied. Oh, yeah, you didn't want to protect the Chinatown people. We found it in Harlem. That's what we did. Well, I have a wife, like, technically. What were they fighting about on the phone? Well, I mean, you should have known that this was going to blow, right? Had he eaten those aspirins yet? He did have them thrown to him. You maybe should tell him why he's leaning forward. There we go. Snap. Oh, man, that could have really, really stung. He's been shot in the leg and he has to jump around. I don't think so, guys. Now we got to jump in the water. Kabam. I like the way it looks. I know it's some post-work stuff, but I think it looks pretty good. Let's say the concussive blast didn't get you entirely and you're able to swim away from this. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, Sean, you were also practically blown up. Why do the cops believe everything Simon says? Now go call your wife. When they last had payphones around, could you make a call for a court? Because Prince used to sing of "If I Got a Dime," so it was a dime for a while. It moved to a quarter, and pretty much all I've ever seen it ever was a quarter. Oh, now we want to open the aspirin. There's something in there. Hey, you want something to drink? I can't actually swallow pills. Fun fact. You never get to hear Holly's voice. But hey, he's got the ring. Oh, I think we do kind of hear her, but it's not Bonnie. Some voice there. Anyway, underside of the pill canister is the name of a town. And that gave him the impression that that's where they're going. Very coincidental. So he was already there chilling. That's his base of operations. Then came to New York and he's going to go back, right? Okay, sure. Which country we want to buy for $140 billion in 95? You might be able to buy a country. Maybe. The gullibility was that supposed to be as a gag, or is he supposed to have a stutter? And to our fallen comrades, right? Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, we should honor them too. Okay, sure. Honestly, I don't think they lost anybody except to McClane. Like, he's the only one who's taken out anybody on their private army. So are they not quite in Canada? Oh, she likes to get a little freaky. You want a girl that's going to jump you by the neck when you open the door? Yeah, I think some of you may be into that. This is, of course, the bigger, more satisfying ending. Nord de Link, Quebec's largest. So they're in Quebec, huh? So is the idea here that we're just going to say, hey, Canada, we're doing this operation. Forget it. Oh, yeah, and we're taking the helicopter that we were going to take Zeus to the hospital in. We're just going to, no time to waste. Got enough police cars along the road. I don't think those guys are going anywhere in the trucks. We got, what, an M50 right there? A little bit of a helicopter duel. Pretty ambitious takeoff for a helicopter in a roofed environment. Got a gun on board? What kind of pea shooter did you give me? Hey man, it's actual helicopters actually flying. I can't complain too much. I wonder if you can find McClane's blue raincoat. This gun had, I don't know, what were we going through there? Just a bunch of bad bullets. I think if I remember right, he takes him out with the power lines. We got a cool kill line here, do we? Say hello to your brother. It could be worse. Kind of looks like her plan to take the rotors into the pole did them in more than that wire. Yeah, I got my line in. Ha ha ha. All right, we're done now. I'll call Holly, I promise. Let them cook, huh? Get this sense that was ad-libbed. She can't be that pissed. For once you had some big action and it didn't involve her being at stake. Directed by John McTiernan. When Johnny Comes Marching Home. That's the name of the song, boys and girls. Andrew Vajna, oh man, I think he's a producer on Terminator 2. I think that might have been that Synergy thing up there. That might have been Carlico became Synergy. I could be wrong, but I think that's kind of how the way that lines up. Because you also saw something like a C2 production studio, kind of Synergy there, right? But you see that Andrew J. Vajna, I'm probably saying that right. I think he autographed my Terminator 2 poster. So in looking it up, Andrew Vajna, he sold his interest in Carolco, made Synergy, and then C2, but I think I got his name mixed up. I think he's actually credited maybe as like a producer on Terminator 3 and not 2. I could be wrong. But I want to know, what do you guys think about Die Hard with a Vengeance? Where does it rank for you among the Die Hard movies? Some people say it's their favorite. Let me know in the comments below. Till next time, adios.